And church leaders take a stand to fight corruption. This and more in the NILE News Bulletin. A very good evening, viewers, and thank you for tuning in to the Nowcast on West Nile Television. Moving on with our stories this evening, Mvoro Industrial Park in Nebi District are home to various opportunities, but the delay on the development of the place is not yet known as many businessmen and women await for envisioning economic growth through industrialization plans. Alfred Jawok reports.
Mvoro Industrial Park in Nebi District is a home to various opportunities, but the delay on the development of the place is not yet known as many businessmen and women wait for envisioning economic growth through industrialization plans. Recently, Nebi District identified over 500 acres of land for the industrial park located in Mvoro, Nyaravurangal Town Council along Pakwach Nebi Highway. During a business tour to the site over the weekend, Honorable Emmanuel Orombi, Nebi District Chairperson, noted that the industrial park will attract many investors, as this will equally create job opportunities for unemployed youths in the district. According to Honorable Orombi, some investors have started showing interest in developing the industrial park.
Saying everything must happen now within Nebi District, whether offering of the land, leasing of the land, every process now is not with the ministry because they have taken too long. They have already disappointed us, and His Excellency wants everything done from here. And we must not disappoint as those people. Now, he guided us a little this morning, though we have not gone into detail. We first bring the plan. When we bring the draft plan, approval and everything now is from here. So, we are debating actually with the cow and the rest. We are saying, this thing, we may not need to do it alone as a district. We may need to bring some private sector ideas to incorporate them. We get the local leaders involved fully. We get the people down here, but also we get some of our sons and daughters who know the idea to help us, plus the district technical team, and then I can appoint some. Already mine is in the line of production and what investment. They are automatic members. So we hand over. You start the process, and we are not looking at it. And by end of this month, all these things will be okay. We'll have started. Yeah.
However, Sylvester Jacob, Chief Executive Officer of Modern Group of Companies, the first investor who picked interest in the industrial park, said they are ready to develop the site if all processes are done by the district and the government at large.
As I told you, we were incorporated in 2016 literally. December 15 December 15 is 2016. The first operation was made in 2017. It is only how many years? 7 years. In 7 years, we have 9 verticals. 7 years time, we have developed 9 different production. As I told you, ethanol, carbon dioxide, aluminium, tiles, power, sugar, and sugar not 1, 2 plants, fertilizer. Apart from that, we are doing mining, which is not yet because of various steps involved in that. So we are doing it for 3 years. Step by step, prospecting we have completed, exploration we have completed. As I told you, this week we are waiting for the Gazette publication. We will enter into mining, real estate, and IT hub. All these things are still on the ground.
25 industrial parks are said to be constructed across the country. This follows a partnership agreement inked between Uganda Investment Authority and Uganda People's Defense Forces over the development. The project is under Uganda Investments Authority Strategic Plan 2020-2025, themed as accelerating domestic and foreign direct investment for sustainable industrialization, which targets creation of 400,000 jobs a year through industrial parks development. This indicates the transformative impact of Mvoro Industrial Park on Uganda's economy and Nebi community. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
More in our stories this evening, moving on to Moyo District. During the dialogue meeting at Metu Health Center 3, men in Metu Sub-County have been encouraged to accompany their partners for antenatal care services. Okumu Dominic reports.
The dialogue meeting, organized by the management of the health center, is aimed at sensitizing and educating the public on service delivery issues at the health center so as to forge ways on how to address the service gaps at the facility. Dranibuga Geoffrey, the in-charge Meto Health Center 3, notes that whereas the facility has registered great improvement in antenatal care service coverage, the aspect of men involvement still remains a big challenge, leaving the women to move alone for the services, something which he said needs to change.
When you look at our ANC coverage, antenatal coverage, ANC first visit at our place, our target is 57 for the 3 months, but we were able to get 104. So when you calculate that in terms of percentage, it's over 100. And then ANC first visit within 16 weeks. Our target 57, but we were able to get 65, which is again over 100%. But the main challenge we have here is what we call male involvement. Most of the time, these pregnant mothers come alone for these antenatal care services at our facility. So it is the major problem we have seen as a facility, and that is what we have said even in our community dialogue meeting today. We are going to conduct deliberate community dialogue on this, such that we engage our men to accompany their spouses for these very important clinics, such that at the end of the day, the number of men who are coming here will increase.
Abalo Harit, the midwife at the facility, said they are being faced with the challenge of male involvement in antenatal care services, which she said is very low, yet the men have a very critical role in the development of their homes, adding that they are trying different ways of engaging the men to get involved in the antenatal care services so as to build a peaceful family.
The challenge we have is about the male involvement. If you look at the district percentage is at 26%. Which is really very low, and we're even at red as a facility, as a district, so there's a lot we need to do. Like today, even during our community dialogue and the previous one, we have emphasized about the importance of male involvement. When a mother gets pregnant, it's like two-way traffic. You need to be together, you carry the pregnancy until this baby is delivered, you move as a couple to achieve good outcome of the pregnancy, which is a challenge to the whole district. And to me, this community dialogue alone may not help. Even during our health education sessions, we encourage them to come with them, with their couples, and even we talk every day when we are giving our health education to those who come. We normally emphasize the benefits of male involvement because there's a lot they do in the decision making of these mothers. There are so many things in care of preparation for the coming baby, issues of nutrition. When issues of referral comes, a bit of support all needed. How to live in a community, even at home, we all need them to support the women for their good outcome.
Honorable Batio Rozipe, the female district councillor representing Meto Sub-County to the district council, appeals to men to support their women by accompanying them for antenatal care services, adding that most men don't want to accompany their women for antenatal care services because their women don't look presentable to them.
Said the percentage of men accompanying their women for antenatal is 25%, which is very embarrassing, meaning women are not catered for, and it is not their will to conceive. So I'm appealing to men, let's support our women to have better children in future. Most men are not accompanying their women because of so many reasons. Some men are not supporting their women, and their women doesn't look presentable to them.
That's why they are not accompanying their women for antenatal.
Dominic Anthony Okumu, West Nile TV, Nile Cast.
And moving on to Nebi District, during a fundraising at Gotbal Church of Uganda, Nyamorodo Parish and Nebi Anglican Diocese, all religious leaders have stood up to help the country fight against corruption. Take a look.
As many parts of this country are plagued by corruption, where some government officials embezzle funds meant for public services, Reverend Sam Beka Oramba, chaplain Oringi Secondary School, has urged all religious leaders to stand up and help the country in fight against corruption. Reverend Sam Beka Oramba made this revelation today, 5th November 2024, during a fundraising at Gotbal Church of Uganda, Namrodu Parish, Nebi Anglican Diocese. According to Reverend Oramba, religious leaders have more audience to preach against corruption, adding that this will boost the move initiated by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni to fight the vice.
This Gotbal Church of Uganda is the church I grew in, and I learned everything about the church from this particular church. So during my sermon, I talked about what sometimes prevents Christians from giving to God or serving God is due to lack of accountability or poor accountability. When a leader is transparent and also a leader tells the people who are leading him or her, I mean the followers, what they are doing, he gives accountability of what they have done to the people. Then the people will have open heart to support him, to hold his hand, and do the work. The same applies to the church. When leaders give accountability of Christian contributions, they will be able to continue to give because they know what the man is doing, they know what their giving is doing, and also they would trust their leader that the money is not being mishandled, but the money is being used well when right accountability is given.
Reverend Oramba further said the collective voices of religious leaders cannot be ignored, and through the combined efforts, the corrupt officials can be brought to book.
What I can say as a church leader, theft is sin. Theft is bad. When you are trusted, you have to be truthful. You have to be the right person who can also be trusted by the people whom you are leading. Because God has entrusted you with that responsibility. God has entrusted you to take care of people. Now, what belongs to the group, what belongs to community is not yours, is to do the work of the communities to serve the people. So as a church, we talk against corruption, and as a church leader, personally, I don't take what does not belong to me, and we discourage corruption. Even we preach against corruption because it is sin. We are to be trustworthy with every resource that God has given us as good stewards, because we are stewards of God's people.
This highlights the power of courage, determination, and collective action in fighting corruption and promoting accountability in Uganda. Alfred Jawok, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
More in our stories. Moving on to Arua City, the Uganda Communications Commission has killed over 100 individuals on content standards and film licensing, among other rights, in an engagement which took place on the 5th of November 2024 at Tropical Suites Hotel in Arua City. Take a look.
In a bid to build the capacity of local content creators and other related parties, for instance, the filmmakers, broadcasters, among others, Uganda Communications Commission, the body mandated to oversee what airs, has skilled over 100 individuals on content standards and film licensing, among other rights. The engagement took place on 5th November 2024 at Heritage Courts Hotel in Arua City, attracting attendance from various stakeholders others among local content creators, broadcasters, and officials from Electoral Commission, Uganda Registration Services Bureau, among others. Medi Kagwa, who works as the head of multimedia services while representing the executive director, Honorable George William Nyombi Thembo, says that the training aims at building the capacity of different stakeholders across the country as he rallied the broadcasters in the region on standards and ethics.
Please note that the media is a great influence on people's attitudes because the content and what we feel, and as a commission we feel that the media should execute its work within the required regulated standards.
Meanwhile, Ruth Chibuka, the manager content development with the body, urged the different players to positively embrace the regulations because of the advantages.
If you notice in this meeting, not being on one-sided, we've spoken a lot about the media, the broadcasters. But if I'm to ask how many of the filmmakers are here, by show of hands, if you're in the film industry, if you have Chiba, video hall, video libraries, you make some film, please just put up your hands. I want to see something. Okay. So you realize that you constitute actually a big percentage of the meeting. But if you ask the RCC how many times he has interacted with your sector, he will not know. Why? Because once the space is not regulated, then government cannot plan for you. So ladies and gentlemen, one of the biggest points why a sector must be regulated is to allow for policy recommendations and formulation.
Adomati Aldo, a local filmmaker in West Nile sub-region, called for rotation of eras to host the regional awards, which aims at promoting local content.
There's an advantage of having this film festival rotational. It creates awareness. Last year there were many submissions. The first time there were few submissions, but last year the submissions tripled. And many of them came from Gulu because the previous year Gulu had hosted it. And when it went to Karamoja, the Kizongs were even annoyed. They were one that they give UCCs really. We had a confrontation with them because they said, how can the award be in our region and there's no one who has submitted? I think there's always an advantage, and that was able to open their eyes. And I know this year, the Kizongs will be able to submit. We'd also wish this regional film festival to come to West Nile this time. Having seen it in Gulu, there's no need for it to be again in Lera. That is still, you're just rotating within the same area.
Additionally, Alfred Okonji, the Ara District Local Council 5 chairperson, called the intervention timely as he tasked the media practitioners on impartiality.
Spreading false information, biased information, propaganda to discredit some people, these are not acceptable things in our societies. Please, I'm happy this is a timely intervention. My EC team are here. You will agree with me, this is a timely intervention. Can we remain impartial now that we're preparing for elections? You need the little from me, you need the little from my opponent. Can you play your cards very well without taking side? Is what I'm putting before you. Please protect the source of peace.
Angupale Swadik, the Deputy Resident City Commissioner, tasked the media practitioners on impartiality while reporting.
I call upon the media to have a balanced information. Have a balanced information. When you come to me to get information, and by coincidence I mention the name of another person, you should be able to reach this person before you broadcast the news. You balance it. Get the facts. But of course, it was very interesting because as I told you, I've been here in Arua. To some extent, some media houses were giving us negative publicity as the government.
The engagement is part of the initiatives Uganda Communications Commission is undertaking to enhance the capacity of local content creators in the entire country such that they realize the benefits from their content. Masi Draru, Farish Majid, West Nile TV, Nilecast.
We are lighting up the region. My name is Oraku Benson Pastore. I am already coming up with what is happening in the world of sports. I can confirm to you, West Nile Regional League still continues, and also the league for the men's in Europe called UEFA Champions League is bouncing back tonight, plus more of the stories that's happening in StarTimes Uganda Premier League. Like match day 2 is already done in West Nile Regional League, but also match day 3 is on the way. But some of the selected fixtures that are set to be played over the weekend, like a very big encounter in Nile Zone, as Odamatako Central will be battling it out with Araka Football Club, and this game will be taking place at Boma Grounds in Yumbe, one of the biggest playing grounds we have in that side of Yumbe. Not only that one, another class shall see Okokoro United also traveling away to Coach Urban. These are some of the big encounters I feel I don't need to leave out for you as far as Western Regional League is concerned. And also in Arua City, there shall also be a derby still in Western Regional League, but in Nyagaki Zone, as Arua City is set to host a side in the names of Alpha Rising Stars. Alpha Rising Stars, right now they are doing very well. They have played 2 games, winning both of them. But for Arua City, they have had 2 encounters. First game was 1-1 draw with Paida United. Also recently they traveled away to Pakwati Youngsters, which also ended in a 1-1 tie. Over the weekend, there was also a derby in Arua City between Arua Field and Lie City, as Alpha Rising Stars in the process. Lie City emerged as the winners over Arua Field, demolishing them by 3-0, and this is the second consecutive derby in Arua City. Leaving that one there, let's now jet to StarTimes Uganda Premier League, the top tier of Ugandan football. As I speak right now, there is a game going on between the team of NEC and Police, and this game is at the Kavumbaru Correctional Center, the playing ground for the team of Police. Still a barren draw between the two sides. And then other games are set to be played tomorrow, with UPDF set to lock horns with Mbara City. Meanwhile, Wakiso Giants will welcome a newly promoted side called Lugazi, and on Friday, games are also bounce back with Soltino Bright Stars, the rock bottom team, set to lock horns with Airtel Chitara, and Express will be battling it out with Sports Club Villa. In fact, the game between Soltino Bright Stars and Airtel Chitara is relegation affair, because these two teams, they are down in the relegation zone. Let's now jet to Europe and we talk about UEFA Champions League. As I had said earlier on, match day 4 is bouncing back. And I also want to tell you, it's a new format in UEFA Champions League. I also have to explain to the viewers who have not understood the new format of UEFA Champions League. But before I explain it further, I need to first give you the fixtures to be played tonight, with PSV Eindhoven of Netherlands set to lock horns with Girona. They are the home side. Meanwhile, Dynamo Zagreb, a side that comes from Croatia, they are taking a trip away to Slovenia to take on Slovan Bratislava. Meanwhile, Italian outfit in the names of Bologna, they are saying hi to AS Monaco, that's from French League 1. For Bayer Leverkusen, a very big encounter, as they will be traveling away to Anfield to take on Liverpool. Meanwhile, for Sporting Lisboa, they will be having a date with the team of Manchester City, and this is going to be the last game for the head coach of Sporting Lisbon, that's Amorim, because after this encounter he'll be taking a trip to Old Trafford to manage Manchester United. But before coming to Old Trafford, he has to see if he can be able to surpass that Manchester City. Meanwhile, for Sturm Graz of that Austria, they are taking a trip away to Westfalen Stadium to take on Borussia Dortmund. And the last encounter tonight is the date between Celtic and Leipzig. Meanwhile, tomorrow, Club Brugge of Belgium takes on Aston Villa, the team which is leading the table right now. For Young Boys of Switzerland, they will be traveling away to Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine. Bayern Munich will have to maintain their own ground as they take on Soccer Lisboa Benfica. For the team of Das Feyenoord, they will also be at home. Then meanwhile, Inter Milan has a date with Arsenal. For Barcelona, they will be traveling away to Serbia to take on Das Red Star Belgrade. Meanwhile, for Paris Saint-Germain, they are staying at Principality des Parcs des Princes to take on the team of Atletico de Madrid. Meanwhile, for Brest of France, they are traveling away to Czech to take on Sparta Prague. And the last encounter comes tomorrow, so we'll see the encounter between new entries into men's football, that's Stuttgart up against Atalanta. And this one brings us to the format of the new UEFA Champions League. Like I said earlier on, I need to explain it to the viewers who, of course, have not understood it. Right now, it's a new format whereby there are 36 teams. And out of the 36 teams, all these teams, they are going to meet between themselves, home and away. And in the process, the top 8 will go automatic to the round of 16. The top 8 will go automatic to the round of 16. Meanwhile, teams from number 9 up to 24 will have to battle it out amidst themselves to see that they also knock 8 teams out, and 8 teams shall be also sent to round of 16, whereby the top 8 will battle it out with the other 8 teams that are going to join them later to make a complete set of round of 16. And from number 25 to 36, these ones are the relegation candidates. For them, they don't have anywhere to go to, not even Europa, not even Europa Conference. They will be going back to their various domestic leagues. This is the new format of UEFA Champions League. I want to repeat it again. From number 1 up to number 8, they are going automatic to round of 16. Meanwhile, from number 9 to 24, that is the 16 teams, they will have to battle amongst themselves, whereby 8 teams will have to go and join the 8 that are already finished in top 8 to make a complete set of round of 16. And this one brings us to the highlights of how the table is currently looking like. Surprisingly, no Real Madrid, no Barcelona, no Juventus, not even Liverpool, but the team which is leading the table right now is the team of Aston Villa. 9 games played, they have 9 points. Second on the log is Liverpool, they also have 9 points, but Aston Villa is having a superior goal difference compared to that one of Liverpool. That's why they are sitting on top. Third on the log is Manchester City. They have played 3 games, winning 2, drawing 1. I remember their draw was against Inter Milan. At number 4 is AS Monaco with 7 points also. At number 5 is Brest with 7 points. Number 6 is, of course, the team of Leverkusen with 7 points. Number 7 is Ent also with 7 points. And the team that completes top 8 is the team of Sporting Lisboa. Manchester City is meeting tonight. They also have 7 points. Why don't we close it there? And we'll link up again tomorrow, still for the same program of NILE Sports. And it will be the same name, same face. Have the best of your night.
Thank you, Raku Benson Pastore, for that sports news and that sports highlight.